Seattle police officer Burton Hill is currently under investigation following allegations of hurling racist slurs and sexist language at his elderly Chinese neighbor, Zhen Jin. The incident was captured on audio by Jin, and a Chinese social services organization has recently lodged a complaint with the Office of Police Accountability, or OPA. Historically, the OPA has advocated for the termination of officers who engage in derogatory language or racial slurs, irrespective of whether they were on duty. Jin is employed as a Seattle public school bus driver. She also cares for her elderly Palestinian-American uncle, who is blind and does not speak English proficiently. The audio recording provides insight to what court documents describe as an ongoing effort by Seattle police officer Burton Hill, who is also a real estate agent, and his wife, Agnes Miggins, to force their neighbor, Zhen Jin, out of the Kenmore condominiums where they all reside. The subject incident occurred in August of 2022, when Hill and Miggins confronted Jin and her uncle by banging on their door. Their front doors are located only a few feet apart, and they share a covered balcony entrance and stairway. The dispute revolved around allegations that Jin was endangering their dog by leaving chicken bones in the condo's courtyard, which Jin vehemently denied. Take a listen to the audio.
Now you're all pissed off? Like, go fuck yourself, you fucking dumb. This is your
I respect you.
Is her.
You own here. You
man. And if you think that's funny, you dumb fucking fuck you.
I don't
You don't own this place, you stupid fucking cunt. My name is Burton.
You can hear, "I respect you," Miggins is heard saying. "The problem is her," replied Officer Hill. "You own here," said Miggins. "It's mine," said Jin, chuckling. "And if you think that's funny," said Officer Hill, "you dumb effing..." I will not repeat. Throughout the recorded argument, Hill and Miggins repeatedly belittled Jin, dismissing her as she tried to defend herself and her uncle. At one point in the argument, Miggins derogatorily referred to Jin as nothing because she did not own the condo. They repeatedly dismissed Jin's involvement in the conversation because she did not own the property, even though property records show that both she and her uncle are property owners. An error in the records falsely indicated that the condo belonged solely to her uncle. Not like it matters. You can't base a person's value or opinion on whether or not they own property. Hill then tells Jin's uncle that she's a problem, and she laughs nervously before saying, "It's mine." In response to her laugh, Hill insults her with the racial slur used against East Asians. "You think that's funny? You dumb effing..." At another point, Hill says, "You don't own this place, you stupid effing..." Notably, Hill doesn't own any condo in the complex. Hill and Miggins also made unfounded accusations about Jin stealing money from her uncle. After making those claims, Hill tells Jin, "You're going to jail." In the audio recording, Hill mocks the uncle's accent, and Miggins made culturally insensitive comments, telling the uncle that she knows, "Your country doesn't like dogs." Hill identified himself as Burton in the recording and mentioned his profession in real estate. When Jin's uncle correctly identified Hill as a police officer, Hill did not dispute it. According to a July 2023 SPD roster, Burton J. Hill is employed as an officer in the department's Southwest Precinct. King County District Court records reveal that the conflict between Hill, Miggins, and Jin originated from concerns about the couple allowing their dog to roam the condo complex without a leash. Jin's uncle, who is visually impaired, was worried that the unleashed dog could pose a hazard to him. Jin attempted to address the issue through the condo's homeowners association, but it so happens that Miggins is the association's president, so it complicates the resolution process. In January, Hill's wife filed a petition for protection saying, "Jin has called me names, spit on my dog, threatened to spit on me, and that Jin sends out accusatory emails to my neighbors." However, after Miggins obtained a protection order in February, Jin's attorneys asserted that Miggins became more aggressive in harassing Jin. Jin subsequently filed her own protection order against Miggins in April of 2023, following a series of incidents, including Miggins falsely informing the Seattle Public School District that Jin's protection order prohibited her from being near children. Remember, she's a school bus driver. In April, Jin sought her own protection order against Miggins. "Agnes has pounded on my front door, accompanied by her police officer husband, and made false accusations against me," Jin wrote. Agnes, she says, used her large dog to intimidate and scare me. During the May hearing for Jin's temporary protection order against Miggins, King County District Court Judge Raul Martinez determined that Miggins' call to the school board constituted a direct attempt to interfere with Jin's employment. This provided sufficient evidence for the court to grant Jin an order of protection against Miggins. Judge Martinez noted that the harassment exhibited strong racial overtones. In June, the court issued Jin a 1-year protection order against Miggins. On the same day in June, a judge granted an order of protection against Miggins to another Chinese-American woman who previously lived in the condo complex. This woman informed the court that Miggins' actions had forced her to leave the complex. Judge Stephen Rochon characterized Miggins' alleged harassment in that case as being motivated by racial animosity. Jin mentioned in one of her protection order petitions that her security camera captured Miggins stating, "One down, one to go," after the Chinese-American woman left the complex. In documents filed for a protection order earlier this year, the uncle stated, "I have heard Agnes treat Zen with contempt and accuse her of terrible things that are not true. This has created an atmosphere of fear. I have heard Agnes's partner threaten Zen with jail and call her an effing." In court documents, Zen said Miggins made it a point to tell me that her husband is a police officer. "He carries a gun daily, which is very frightening to me. The two of them told me, 'You're going to jail.'" In her petition to the court, Jin described the alleged harassment as traumatizing and expressed doubt regarding the judicial system's ability to protect her. Jin calls it a hate crime, and I most certainly agree. The Northwest Asian Weekly was first tipped off to the harassment of Zen Jin in February, but she was reluctant to go on record as she has limited English skills and also feared for her safety since one of the alleged aggressors, Burton Hill, is a police officer and his wife, Agnes Miggins, is the president of the Neighborhood Homeowners Association. Hill is the second SPD officer whose recorded words have gotten him in hot water. Officer Daniel Otterer's body camera recorded him as he was on his way to assist in the investigation of a deadly accident, appearing to mock 23-year-old graduate student Janavi Kandula after she was violently struck and killed by a police cruiser. In an update, on Friday, September 22nd, 2023, Seattle Police Chief Adrian Diaz announced that he had listened to the audio recording and subsequently placed Officer Hill on paid administration leave. Vacation. Diaz also instructed his staff to review Hill's arrest and investigation history. He issued an apology acknowledging the need to rebuild trust between the department and the community. While I'm grateful the complaint was filed with OPA, not knowing about this for 1 year causes me concern. The OPA has initiated 6 investigations into Hill since his initial joining of SPD in 2016. Including the most recent case involving his comments towards Jin. In his previous 5 OPA cases, 4 out of 10 allegations involved biased policing complaints, although none of the accusations were substantiated. Council member Lisa Herbold of District 1 also released a statement the following day in response to the audio recording. "This act of anti-Asian hate from a Seattle officer is disgusting and undermines the Seattle Police Department's ability to provide basic public safety. How can our APIDA communities feel safe calling the police? How can they depend on SPD to respond to anti-Asian hate crime or home invasion robberies targeting Asian elders when an SPD officer has engaged in vile anti-Asian hate himself?" Chief Diaz has refrained from taking action against Otterer for his reprehensible comments. Chief Diaz has not held Dave accountable for his recklessness when his cruiser plowed into Kandula. Chief Diaz has placed Officer Hill on paid administration leave, for hurling racist slurs and sexist language against his Chinese-American neighbor. But Chief Adrian Diaz has wasted no time in terminating someone he suspected of spreading rumors about his personal life. In an unexpected turn of events, Seattle Police Chief Adrian Diaz finds himself in a predicament that has sparked inquiries into his personal life and the ethical standards within the Seattle Police Department. Diaz has taken measures to address rumors about his dating life and to maintain accountability within the department. An employee of the Seattle Police Department was terminated after being accused of instigating a rumor about Chief Adrian Diaz's alleged romantic involvement with someone who Diaz later hired as a high-ranking advisor. The role of the police is to ensure the safety and well-being of all citizens regardless of their race, ethnicity, or background. When racism infiltrates these ranks, it not only harms marginalized communities, but tarnishes the reputation of the entire profession. Holding those responsible accountable for their actions is a crucial step towards justice and equality. It is our collective responsibility to challenge racism, educate ourselves and others, and work towards a world where every individual is treated with dignity and respect.